I prefer to work within Photoshop so that the image I'm working on is maximized in the workspace. This means that I have the toolbar stretched out as one row on the left, and the Properties panel and Layers panel, my go-to panels, both docked over on the right. This is my preferred workspace. You can set up something similar and then save this as your own workspace. We have many different options available to us when it comes to workspaces in Photoshop, but the majority of these aren't applicable to our way of working. Let's have a look at these. Up on the right of your screen, you have a Workspace button. Here, you can access the different types of workspaces available. Let's click on the Core Tools. Our screen changes. On the left, we have a small selection of tools, and on the right, we have a Properties panel and associated Adjustments panel. Below these, we have the Layers panel. Let's have a look at the Essentials workspace. You'll see now in the toolbar we have more tools available to us. The Properties panel only shows properties, but the Layers panel now allows access to the channels and to any paths that we may make. If we were a graphic designer or a website developer, we would want to work in the Graphic and Web workspace. We have other tools available to us in the toolbox. We now have a character, paragraph and glyphs panel available, along with some other panels available with our properties and the Layers panel down below. If we were a videographer or someone who decided that we wanted to produce AVs in Photoshop, we would go to the Motion Workspace. This would give access to the timeline down below and the Layers panel beside it, along with some other panels that we wouldn't use as photo editors. If you were a digital painter, then selecting the Painting workspace will give you all the tools that you required, including the Swatch panel, the Brushes panel, and the Layers panel. But we're photographers, and we have an option here, which is a great start because it gives us access to all the tools we might need: the Properties panel, the Layers panel, the Channels panel, and a Paths panel in case we drew any paths. But we can set up our own. First, you need to decide which panels are important to you as you work. For me, Properties and Layers are the most important. To find them, you need to go up to the Window menu and then make sure that there are ticks next to the panels that you wish to use. So I'm going to choose Layers and Properties. Having floating panels like this is not conducive to a good workflow, as they simply just get in the way. So let's start by docking the Properties panel. I'm going to pick this up from the very top of the actual panel and drag it over to the extreme right of my screen until I get a vertical blue line. When I let go, there we go, the Properties panel is now docked. Because I want to place the Layers panel below, I'm going to click on the Layers panel and drag it down until I get a horizontal blue line this time. And when I let go, there we go, the Layers panel is docked. Should you wish to change the ratio of Panels Property to Layers Property, you can move your cursor between the two property panels to get a two-headed or double-headed arrow, and then you can click and drag your panels up or down to the desired level you would prefer. Let's move the toolbar now. It's rather difficult to do it in this format. So if you click on the double-headed arrow here, you access a little bit more to grab onto. So let's just drag the toolbar to the left till we get a vertical blue stripe down the left-hand side of our screen. When we let go, our toolbar is docked, and we can minimize it for maximum space by clicking on that double-headed arrow again, and there we have it as a single row. Once you have your workspace nicely arranged and conducive to an efficient workflow, then we need to save it. We do so by going back to that Workspace button and select New Workspace. This brings up a dialog box in which we can rename or name our workspace, so call it something that makes sense to you. If you've set up your toolbar to only show those tools you regularly use, then tick the toolbar option too. Do the same with the menu tick box if you prefer to have both the Photoshop menu and the tools option bar showing at once, like I do in my screen up here. And save. Because I already have a workspace called Helen's Workspace, it comes up with a prompt. Do I wish to replace it? Yes, I do. So now, should you have any issues with Photoshop, or your computer crashes, or you for some reason can't find a panel, just go up to the Workspace button and click on your workspace, and everything should be put back in working order for you.